Season 3 of the Apple TV Plus hit series Trying is now streaming. We just got episode 6. We have Rafe and Esther here to chat all about it. So great to see both of you again.
Great to see you too.
To see you.
Great to see you.
And you're actually in Chicago this time.
Yeah.
We are in the Windy City, hoping to stuff our faces with some deep crust pizza. So we're looking forward to that.
Oh, exactly. And if you do like it and you get to try it here for the first time, there's actually a place in London called Japes. It's on Dean Street in Soho, which does Chicago-style deep dish. So once you go back, you can try it.
And is it good? Is it good?
It's really good. Yeah, I had it. Right before,
Okay.
like 2019,
right.
I had it. And
We're going to do that.
JAPES. It's delicious. Let's go ahead and chat a little bit about episode 6. We see someone from Princess and Tyler's past who, kind of makes a comeback in. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
So yes, there's a little plot twist at the end of episode 5 where we find out that a woman that Nikki has met is in fact Tyler and Princess's grandmother, biological grandmother, and she's a tricky gal, old Bev, but she wants the best for the kids, and she wants to make sure that this youngish couple here are suitable adoptive parents. And so she, on the outside of things, makes things a little difficult for them. But there's a great moment at the end of the episode where you see her putting the kid's photograph on the mantelpiece, and you can tell that it's coming from a place of absolute love. And I think that's one of the things that this show does so great. There's no real antagonists, even though on the surface of things, she might be trying to disrupt them. She's doing it from the best place possible, which is love.
And that's the one thing too I love, especially, you said there's no antagonist, but there are a couple of situations. I do want to talk a little bit about Nikki and Jason, because one of my favorite episodes of the new season is Nikki, when you're trying to become the fun parent and trying to relate to the kids, because usually there's one fun one and one strict one. Let's talk a little bit about that balance.
Yeah, I mean, I really relate to that. I'm not a parent myself, but I can. Nikki, I think she thought she was going to be a specific type of parent, but then inevitably when you bring children into the mix, you can't control that. You have no control over the bond that you're going to have or the relationship. I think Nikki has got this idea of what fun is, and I really enjoyed actually playing up to that idea that she thinks fun is almost mimicking Jason or being like Jason, and then that just going terribly wrong. But she's just trying to do her best, and she brings so many other things to the table. I love that she knows when the kid, she's such an empath, and she's so sensitive, and I think you need both. And just because she's not fun, she does bring so many other brilliant things.
She brings so much to the table, but there's this a quote in that one episode where she says, I'm following everything by the book, but maybe I got the wrong book. And Rafe, as a parent, following by the book, going off your instincts, what's your kind of parenting style?
Gosh, I don't know what my parenting style is. Haphazard, make it up as I go along every day, fail a million times and keep going for those little wins. That's all I do, for those tiny wins, those tiny gains that that make me feel good about myself occasionally. But really my parenting is defined by just constant sense of failure, that you're getting it wrong, because there is no blueprint. There's books, but really we're basing it off the way that we ourselves were parented. But in that 40 years or so since I was born, parenting has changed. It's constantly being redefined, and I try to be fun. And even now, my daughter's 11. Little things that I used to do that made her laugh, she was like, "That's not funny anymore.
Oh, no.
You're not funny. You're just embarrassing. You're just being." Also, what my kids say to me is, "Dad, you're so loud. Why are you so loud in public? You're so loud." They always do this to me.
There's also the part where the dad jokes, become a hit, and sometimes when kids just kind of hide, for that.
There's that great Seinfeld bit where he's like, I was dancing in front of my kid, and my kid was like, "Dad, that's so embarrassing," and he was like, "When you become a father, you don't feel embarrassment anymore." it gets removed from you because you're like, I make my own people. Why should I be embarrassed?
I'll have to remember that line for later.
I make my own people.
I make my own people. Let's talk about the birthday party episode, because a lot of times, you want something special for your kid and planning that. And I'm sure you got a lot of feedback on social media and from friends of yours as far as, what it was like to kind of plan a big birthday party.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had that experience, but oh my gosh, so much respect. Just it's like, that's an epic undertaking.
I mean, I've thrown, what is 11 plus 8? No, 11 plus 9, right? 20 plus. I've thrown 27 birthday parties for kids in my life, and you get the rules down. When you first become a parent, you're like, guys, will come over, we'll have a great time, and bring the big, like, you can come, stay, we'll have a glass of wine. You realize pretty soon that it's like, no, the party is from 11 until 1. No parents are allowed to stay. You've all got to go. We have the entertainer. It becomes all very regimented, and that's definitely been learned over time.
Let's talk a little bit. What were we going to say, Esther?
Exhausting.
Well, also, I thought like, oh, we don't need to hire a children's entertainer. I'll do it.
What?
So in the early days, I'd do it.
Right, I'd pay Woody to
Yeah, like musical chairs, musical statues. No clowning, but like blowing up balloons and trying to manipulate them into shapes.
Could you do it?
Yeah, but they don't look like dogs. They look like other things. My balloons.
I hope one of the producers is watching this. We need this in season 4. We need this in season 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as foreshadowing from season 1, when we got to see Nikki and Jason, babysit for a day before they became parents, and now being the parents of 2, was this kind of foreshadowing what they thought parenthood to 2 children was going to be like?
I don't know that they did. I think, well, first of all, I think they only thought that they were going to get one child, and then obviously these 2 came along, and I kind of feel like with Nikki and Jason, it's just a day by day thing. I kind of feel like as they go, that's how I feel. I don't think they had any idea I mean, inevitably you kind of maybe romanticize an idea of what it might be, but that very soon gets proven wrong.
Yeah, I think, and that's pretty, in my life, I had an idea of what being a parent was, which was about laying out morals and great stories from my past and playing catch in the garden. But it's been a lot of wiping asses.
Spoken like a true parent right there.
Yeah, just wiping asses. That's really the cornerstone of it.
It's true, actually. In my head, I'm going to be a brilliant parent should I choose to go down that route. I know that that's not gonna
I think you'll be a brilliant parent,
but I know that I will be probably quite chaotic.
Well, kids are chaotic.
Exactly.
Life is chaotic. Let's embrace it.
And then the final thing here, let's talk a little bit about the village that is created when 2 people become parents. So because we have the grandparents, we have the brothers and sisters, where there's news with Karen as far as expanding her family. There's just so much that goes into parenthood and talking about creating that tribe and that village.
Absolutely. It's so wonderful that they all show up and they've all got different love languages. Some are more articulate than others, but what defines all of them is that they're there. They're all there. I love the fact that Phil Davis, who plays my dad Vic, is quite a quiet man, expresses his love through DIY, overhears the conversation with the social worker in the first episode of season 3, and he's like, no, I'm not having this. We're not doing it. And I love that line where he's like, don't mess with old people. Like, we only sleep 3 hours a night, and we've got lots of spare time on our hands. It's really great. Like it, and the folks who play our parents are so great.
Oh, they're so brilliant. And you talk about different love languages. Like my parents in it, that they are literally waiting outside the flat with so much food, and that they can't necessarily kind of speak to kind of in that kind of loving way, but they're there with food and they are just physically there.
I like it when they're like, oh, we bought shepherd's pie. They were like, oh, we made a vegan one just in case. And you're like, that's just mashed potatoes.
Just potatoes.
Yeah, just potato. Yeah. It's really funny and heartwarming, and all the things that this show is: heartwarming, moving, funny, life affirming, and ultimately very optimistic. And that's why I'm so proud to be coming to America and talking about it. A country which is defined by its optimism, by its by dreaming, and we get really unique feedback from American audiences. Because I think this is as I said, a country built on optimism, and that's really wonderful.
And we got to check out episode 6, and can't wait. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat after the season finale. I can't wait for that. And best of luck for hopefully we'll get it to season 4, because Rafe, I want to see you as a children's entertainer. We got to make that happen for the next season.
But also I am available for bookings, so I'll pass you my details after the interview.
There, you're perfect. We'll make sure you come back to Chicago. You went to Girl and the Goats, with one of the best dining experiences here in Chicago. So enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.